Welcome everyone to Hacking Infinity, the Eschaton. So what we're doing today is a playtest of a Power by the Apocalypse system that I've been working on called the Eschaton, and it's set in the far future and has transhumanist elements, meaning that when someone dies or when they just feel like a different aesthetic, they can change bodies. Uh, and it sort of plays at a bit of a epic scale, but driven by human foibles, at least ideally. Uh, so we are most of the way through uh, character generation. We're just finishing off some of the last bits, and then we're going to do bonds here on stream. Um, so, how is everybody? I should. With me today is Hassa, who you may recognize from the Wednesday Burning Wheel. She is an awesome GM. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. I'm going to be playing Shy today, who loves blowing stuff up, so we'll see how that goes.
Cool. Also with us today is Leo, who you may recognize from other sessions of this, as well as Mostly After Some Slaughter. He's also an awesome DM of the Lords of Chaos campaign. How are you doing?
Great. It was an honor to work with Hass. I've been looking forward to working with her as a fellow GM. And I'm playing Agent 3468, bringing her back, codename Laura, who is uses male pronouns. It's a he, but she's definitely female. Even though she can go to the store next door and change herself into a male, she just hasn't gotten around to it, or just doesn't feel like it's something that she should do. You know, just she's being stubborn. I don't know. He's being stubborn, I should say. He's just being stubborn. He's like, nope, I'm not going to do that. So that's what I am.
Cool. And with us for the first time is Ted. How are you, Ted?
Hello. I'm pretty good. I'm excited. I'm going to be playing Winter, who embodies the body of a weasel. And, there's going to be a lot of honesty coming from me, definitely. Like, I'm going to be giving it like like it's supposed to be told. Definitely.
Cool. Very cool. And also joining us for the first time is Hinetsuko. How are you doing, Hyde?
Hello. So I'm good. I'm gonna be playing Kitsune, also known as the Mother. I think the Mother is the hierarchical term for the leading position of the composition that I'm playing.
Okay. And which neural architecture did you choose as your composition?
I chose the self-organizing. All bodies share the same memories but have different personalities.
Cool.
I also, as a look, I chose to be non-binary, tentacled, eyeless, and nude. Because that's what you do when you are some sort of hive mind thing. I'm trying very hard to not be Cthulhu, but I'm close to it.
Oh, so is your body like all tentacles, or is it sort of Cthulhu-esque in that you have tentacles, but there's also like wings and a definable head and limbs, or?
There's a definable humanoid center and tentacles leaving from the back of the neck.
Ah, okay. Cool. So,
And the tentacles have eyes. That's why I don't have them on my face.
oh, nice. That's not horrific at all.
I mean, that sounds very practical when you want to, check out a small space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, does anybody want to start with bonds?
Well, I had a quick question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Now, on the organization description, I'm just filtering now. Now, it does say like let's take Anocracy for instance. It says power vested in competing factions, +1 to infiltrate. So is that +1 for me to infiltrate, or +1 for someone else to infiltrate me? Is that which way am I reading that?
Okay. That's the Nanocracy?
Yes.
I think that's oh yeah, that's definitely that's +1 for you to infiltrate others because everything is player facing.
I gotcha. Okay. All right, great. So ready for bonds then.
Okay.
I mean, I can start.
All right.
So who do I have bonds with then? You said it was some kind of circular thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. So oh, I still have it as choose two rather than everybody going around till everybody has one with everybody else.
Oh, okay, so I need 3 then. Oh, that's fine. Because I already, I picked 3 that I thought made sense. I would like to have an ex-lover or an ex-best friend. I would like somebody to have something that I covered, and I would have liked to blown up part of some other organization recently.
Okay.
So does anybody have any preferences?
So are you?
So I'm shy. I'm basically, if you play League of Legends, I'm Jinx. I'm the crazy girl with the rockets that blows shit up, and I live in this society that's basically anarchy, and I only quote unquote rule it because I have the biggest rockets.
With that in mind, would you covet a spacecraft well armed?
I would definitely covet a well-armed spacecraft.
Okay, then you have your bond with me.
Okay, so let's see. You're Kitsune, right?
Exactly.
Kitsune has a spacecraft that I covered. Okay, so I get to pick what it is, but spacecraft totally works. Like I had in mind some technology. And you get to tell me why you are not inclined to give it to me.
I am not inclined to give the spacecraft. I mean, it's obvious it's a spacecraft. I have.
And I mean, you might not want me to use those weapons to do crazy shit. Also a reason.
I don't think that would be of particular concern to Kitsune. It's more I want weapons to do crazy shit.
Keep their cool spacecraft. Okay, so I would like to still between the 2 that are left. I would like to have a previously close relationship that is no more, and I would have liked to previously blown up something that belonged to somebody else. So, you guys have any preferences?
I can take the previous friendship.
Sure. So you get to define the relationship, and I get to say how it ended.
Okay. Yeah. So very very good friends. I say.
Okay. So you are a weasel.
No,
that's mean.
This is racial profiling here. You have to calm down. Just because I'm a weasel does not mean that I'm an actual weasel. Come on.
My bad, my bad. I mean, maybe at some point I just started ignoring you. Like you became boring. Does that work?
Sure. Yeah. I'm so involved in all of my, not plotting. So we didn't have time for each other.
Yeah. I mean, you just like maybe you just didn't want to blow something up with me that I wanted to blow up.
Oh, definitely. I'm not about blowing
Definitely
things up.
not busy plotting something else.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, whatever. If you don't want to be cool, then you just go. Okay. So, Agent 3468. Is it okay with you that I have blown up, some of your assets?
Are you talking about another PC betrayed you? Or which one are you talking about?
No. There's recently been a diplomatic incident between your organization and that of another PC. You choose the cause of the incident, they decide what the fallout was.
So you want to blow something up. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I blew something up and you didn't like me blowing something up, perhaps? Something along those lines?
Okay.
Does that work?
That's great. I'm thinking like maybe we didn't know about you beforehand, and so we hired you to, mercenary to do like a job for explosives, and I guess we wanted you to target a bridge to blow up. And
maybe I just ran away and blew something else up. That makes sense.
Yeah, and then you took out like our assets as well. Like you used more explosive than you possibly needed to use, and you like took out our assets on that area. And we weren't doing, there was no benefit whatsoever for us. You just like hurt those people that we were trying to hurt us, and did it. So that's what I think.
Okay. So, you mentioned that you weren't aware of Shy before this incident. I want to look into that a little bit because as a regional intelligence director, normally you would be aware of all the other like civilizations in the system. It could be because it could be maybe that you weren't aware of quite how dangerous they were, or maybe there is something hiding them. What do you guys think?
I mean, maybe like maybe they were aware of the planet with the anarchy on it, but I wasn't just yet in control of it. And then at some point, I just showed up with my big ass rockets and was like, "Hey, this is my place."
Yeah, Fred had to have a plan like because I kind of figured. All right.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. It's an anarchy, so you don't necessarily expect one person to be out there pushing them in
Yeah.
this,
Well, I could say like
violent and erratic direction.
Yeah, we were infiltrating someplace and they blew up something, blew up our assets, just because they felt like it.
Yeah.
Basically.
That was there was no reason. We were like we were just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Okay. Oh, and you mentioned a bridge.
Yeah.
Could it be? Could it be possibly? It could be like a critical land bridge that's like sort of center of the city, center of an important city, and people walk across it all the time,
Yeah.
Or if you want, it could be, like a far future equivalent where it's uh, like she blew up
Skybridge?
she blew up a space elevator, which is a really big deal.
That would be
I mean, I like the idea of blowing up the space elevator.
That
I mean,
sounds-
the bigger, the better it explodes, right? I mean, the bigger, the more explosive it burns, which in itself is a good thing.
Okay.
all right.
So and was this like the infrastructure of like a third party that you consider critical, or is this because you don't because 3468 doesn't have like uh, his own planet, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I think I was using the space elevator to, transport goods and stuff like that. We had it like on lockdown, using it as like secret transporting. So basically, like using it for food and stuff. You need logistics to keep your stuff running.
Mhm.
And because she blew it up, we were like, maybe we went eating ramen noodles for like 3 or 4 months while we tried to
So,
find.
so are you here right now as some kind of like on a secret undercover mission to bring me in or something along those lines?
No, I don't know. I mean,
I mean, I blew up some of your people, right?
right.
So
No,
I mean
I don't think
that's
I'm
up to you.
after
But
it.
I'm totally fine with your character trying to screw mine over. So if you wanted, you could just be here to shoot me in the back or take me into custody or something like that.
Okay.
If that is what you so desired.
Okay. If it's okay with you guys, just to create some like setting and background for this blown up space elevator, uh, we could say that there's a that in the system that you're all in, there's a very developed like governed world um, that that your 3468 is headquartered on. Uh, Call it hmm, uh, just call it Titan, just to be. Because I can't think of anything more creative at the moment.
Okay.
Sure. So I blew up Titan's space elevator.
Okay. Oh. Uh, and I'm getting a little bit of like feedback. Or
That was for me, I'm sorry.
oh, okay.
I just turned on your stream and I
Oh, okay.
needed a second to mute it.
So I think we've got that resolved. If
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
I can go next.
Alright.
I definitely want someone to have something that I want. So, I'm very intrigued by this. I seek to gain all of the things. So, someone can have something that I covet.
I mean, maybe I stole something from you when I left, just to spite you.
You stole something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Sure. We can do that. You stole some.
I mean, not anything I'd care about, just to spite you.
Yeah. So you. I'm thinking about it.
You can tell me later what it is.
Well, actually, you guys already have
Oh, right.
a bond between you.
Oh, okay, so you
yeah.
don't do double
Yeah.
bonding.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
think
the
that would
first
be
person
too
has
many.
3 bonds. So the first person has 3 bonds, and the rest has just 2.
Well,
Then.
okay. I screwed that up. I should have gone round robin in
Okay.
in creating the bonds.
So you're done with your bonds. You got everybody's bonds. So now
Yeah.
everybody's
seems
got a bond with each
All
other,
Hmm.
basically. But it's cool. I will have something that you cover then. I will do that.
Right.
So you pick
you're
what
the-
it is. What do I have?
You're the intelligence network, right?
Yeah.
All right. You have information about spies that I need in order to clear out my house. Um, so yeah, you have information hidden somewhere that I need in order to know who's betraying me.
Okay.
Okay. And why don't you want to release that information 3468?
Because we're the ones that are doing it. Okay. No.
That makes sense.
Well, I mean, it's spies rules, man. Like,
Yeah.
you don't snitch on another person's spies unless you have good reason to do so. And it's like we're not at war with a spying counterpart that has infiltrated his system. So unless we're either compensated monetarily or makes it worth our while to give this information to him, it's like who is this guy? You don't owe him anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they they aren't actually your spies. They're another agencies, or are they yours?
Well, I'm assuming I do have a couple of spies on here, and everybody's like, near anybody. But yeah, if I give away the spies, I feel that my spies would be in danger.
Maybe you're spying on the spies, so you're actually like stealing information that they steal, and so you don't want them to go away because that's the easiest source of information for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why
Yeah.
do you want to take away? Yeah, exactly. And
Let
also,
someone else do all the hard work and take all the risks.
And you never want to put your own spies in danger. Either.
Exactly.
So I feel like it would put my spies in danger. That's why I don't do it.
Yeah, I mean.
And also, I want to get paid.
Okay. So, being a third party, let's call them. Let's say that they are special circumstances spies that you're spying on.
Got it. Sweet.
All right. And then the next bond is I would like to have betrayed someone, not have been betrayed.
Well, it sort of screwed up in that I jumped ahead and did several bonds in a row.
All right.
But let's see. So, who is left? I guess Kitsune. Let's do a bond for you. And
I'm okay with having been betrayed by someone,
okay.
or betraying someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, having been betrayed by someone, if that's what you want.
So I betrayed you.
I am aware of it.
All right.
And you tell me what you did.
Yeah. All right. What did I do? So you're a hive mind.
And your character is.
I am an uplifted weasel.
Okay.
I am with glowing eyes, just to make it even better. If you're okay with it, I would totally like to have stolen some like part of your, like, are you a digital sort of hive mind or like a natural, like a biological one?
I think it's a mix of the two.
All right. So
yeah.
So I think I'd really have like to have stolen like some
hard drives.
Some hard drives containing like your digital DNA, right? Like so, because we're trying to do things with that. We're trying to maybe make more of you, but that aren't you.
You are
So
trying to make an less problematic alternative.
yeah, we're trying to make someone more cooperative and more willing to carry our favor in this world.
Cool.
So yeah, stole your digital DNA, your core code, if you will, or parts of it.
Cool. Okay. So at this point, is there anybody who doesn't have a bond with everybody else?
I'm missing
Do not have a
one.
bond with Raul.
Okay.
Hyde. I'm sorry. Hyde.
Doesn't matter.
Who's playing Mother. But
Well,
Brad, I saw that there was a bond that says you have a gathered intel that indicates one of the PC's organizations has been infiltrated. Is that the same thing or not? Or is that?
That's new.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if it's the same thing as that between me and Winter, but okay. It's something different. I got it.
Okay.
Well,
you want to go ahead with that one?
Well, it's up to the mother because it's. Which one would you like?
Which way are we going now? From me to you or you to me?
Doesn't matter.
Well,
I'll let you decide.
the information the information that somebody's been infiltrated, I think is I may be wrong.
I think he was just asking if that was the same thing as the bond he had with Ted, and not necessarily that was the one to choose, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Because Ted just said I covet something, and then he said information on someone that's infiltrated him, but there's already a bond about that. So is that the?
Okay.
Is it the
So
two
yeah,
different
that
bonds?
is definitely a distinct bond from the others. And I think that one may be specific to the to the regional intelligence director. So if you're inclined to go with it, please do.
Okay. Well, I just didn't want to double up because then I know Ted's been infiltrated by somebody, then the mother's been infiltrated, which is kind of hard for the mother to be infiltrated. So it's like I didn't want to double up on two things.
They could have planted a worm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are ways.
Like it's a digital spy, right?
Yeah.
Like, or just a keylogger. Literally every step you make, every move you make, I'll be watching you, right? Like.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be the information that you have. Oh no, but that doesn't make sense because Kitsune was already aware of the fact that Winter had stolen its data.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So do you want to pick that one, Mother? That I have gathered intel that indicates one of the PC's organizations have been infiltrated by unsavory elements. You have been infiltrated by a Lord of the Outer Dark. Yeah, that's
A lot of okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
These are nice.
So let me see. Let's pick a specific one. Let's call it Shub
Tentacle Man.
Shub Nugrath.
okay.
Okay. Now, Kitsune, you do get to pick whether or not that intel is accurate.
Infiltrated is a strong word. I was compliant.
Oh my, okay.
Are you saying that's not accurate then? Or is it accurate?
It's not accurate. So let's talk about a little bit about these lords of the outer dark.
Yes. Generally, they're generally Lords of the Outer Dark are these Lovecraftian entities that are like truly alien. Generally, malevolent or at least uh, seeking to expand into eschaton space and incorporate everything that they expand into part of themselves, which is something that sort of the ascended higher ups within meta society truly do not like. Like the one of the things that meta society is very much seeking is to have a great diversity of like cultures and viewpoints and uh, things like that. So when a Lord of the Outer Dark turns everything into itself, that's like anathema. Um, but maybe you have a different sort of relationship with it, uh, or maybe not. Maybe it's like eating things, but you feel that you can like propagate fast enough that you can keep ahead of it. What have you?
Yeah, it's accurate in the sense that I was infiltrated, but as it is eating me from within, it's also the biological part of my composition connection is something that we stole from it.
Ah, okay, cool.
So he is infiltrated?
Yes, he has infiltrated in the sense that he is inside the composition. It's just not that is not welcome.
Ah. So that means you mark experience if they have been infiltrated. So you get experience because you were infiltrated.
Yeah, already.
Yep. Good time. All right. Sweet.
Okay. So at this point, does everybody have a bond with everybody else?
Yep.
I'm thinking yes. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Now we go on to the why am I blanking? Oh, threats. Um, so uh, unlike a lot of games, as players, you get to pick the like a common threat that's affecting everybody in the system. And then you'll pick a couple of like personal scenarios that are affecting just your organization, pretty much. Um, so the options for threats are incursion by a Lord of the Outer Dark, corporate power grab.
Yes.
Yeah, that one sort of clicks already because we've got some some background there. And then the third option, which is always fun, is like conflict between PC factions. Uh, that one I think actually works really well in this system, in that it's uh, sort of systematically impossible for someone to just like outright kill somebody else, like at least permanently. Um, but if anybody doesn't want to have PvP, then it can totally be excarded.
I don't care either way. One thing that I was thinking is, since we're all mostly crazy, aside from
What?
Laura, aside
We're
from
all
Laura, it might be that somebody's just like, this part of space is a fucking mess and it needs to be cleaned up. Maybe those people have hired the special circumstances, or maybe it is the special circumstances. And we're like, hold on, we don't like these people. Get out of our system. We want our own anarchy / not plotting / Lords of the Outer Dark / whatever.
Yeah, yeah. That is definitely a possibility. Especially since sort of coded into the setting, the Meta Society often, when there is an infiltration, will sort of do a scorched earth policy to make sure that it doesn't spread.
Purge the system.
But like, I'm up for
Course
anything.
system
Like
awful, yeah,
the idea of
policy.
PvP also sounds fun, and the idea of the Lord of the Outer Dark thing also sounds fun, because those are cool. But on the other hand, would we really be against that?
I don't know.
I'm up for either. PvP does sound kind of fun, but we do have a cool like story hook for the Outer Lords. I just really want to steal things, preferably from you guys. So
I think we're leaning towards PvP right
All right.
I mean, that definitely makes a lot of sense, since if you look at all the bonds we have.
now. We just hate each other. We're like,
Yeah, we
it.
steal, we blow each other up, we corrupt each other, and we spy on each other.
yeah, I mean, as neighbors do, right? That's how the world works.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool.
That's at least how the world works where I come from.
All right. So who wants to go first with personal scenarios?
How does that work?
So in addition to all the chaos that you're probably going to be causing each other, you pick two things that you're like engaged in, or that are a problem for your organization, such as like it could be special circumstances is asking you to look into this matter of possible Lords of the Outer Dark infiltration. They could be, or you could be in the process of trying to liberate a.
You should
I have
just
two
pop
ideas.
up
If you look under
the
threats, there
handout.
should be.
Yeah, it's on. In the handouts, there's one called threats that has them all listed.
Yeah, so I have two ideas. I think I think within my ranks, since it's very much anarchy, there's always the power struggle, right? And there's this
Sure.
guy who thinks he's all, everything, and maybe somebody of the other PCs is helping him or not. And he is he thinks he's so cool, but really, his rockets suck. I mean, come on, he uses the E-35 these days. So I think that's one, and the other one I think is that
Okay.
some of my
So,
people.
before we move on to the second one, so that and we should probably round robin this as well.
Okay, sure.
So this this person who's either trying to supplant you or is just a rival, are they like a hacker? Or are they an arcane order? Is it? Or do they lead sort of?
Oh yeah. No.
post-human cult
I think they're a hacker. The whole like almost like the stereotype, like a slender boy, like clad in black, lot of like spikes and stuff. And he just thinks he's so cool, but he's a total jerk. And not in a cool way,
Okay. What's his name?
I will come up with a name for you in a moment.
Okay. Feel free to just like pull from one of the possible names from Citizen or elsewhere.
I think his name is Likon. Likon.
And the con is pretty much a jerk, huh?
I mean, he's all about the power, which is just in and of itself a little boring. And he thinks he's all, he thinks he's cool, but he just can't beat my coolness, And it would make sense if somebody of the other PCs is helping Likon.
I mean, who would do such a horrible thing to try and overthrow such a great friend of mine, with someone who actually spends time with me? So, I mean, I can take that.
Nice. Okay. So 3468. What's your first personal scenario?
So my destructive major project, I guess, is we're basically like social warriors in a way, but our purpose is to prevent like freedom that we see that is inherent in every species, that they have a right to not be oppressed or anything like that, and anyone causes a disruption in society as a whole. We just want some semblance of order, not like complete utter destruction of the entire universe. We want try to save people so that they can live their lives and free and happy in the way they see it.
Okay. So is there someone in particular that you're engaged in trying to free?
Shy is a citizen, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think for the purpose of this game, I think I'm out to free the people I feel that are not crazy on our planet and that are suffering from her exploding rockets and stuff like that.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Although I should mention that Shy's organization is an ad hoc anarchy, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
but it's still like
yeah, go ahead.
I'm still like the quote unquote ruler, as in everything. Like imagine like a band of like bandits, right? Like everybody does whatever the fuck they want unless I tell them to do what I want, and then as long as I point big enough rockets at them, they generally do it. So like in a sense, I'm still using force. They may or may not mind it. But I'm still, oppressing them to some extent.
Okay. So officially, there's no government, but you have the biggest guns.
Basically, like that's the idea of the anarchy, right? Like, it's an eat or be eaten kind of society.
Oh, I see. Well, okay, then maybe.
Literally, by the way, because I have very aggressive flora and fauna on my planet.
I think it's not that we're after her particularly. We're just trying to bring order. I think that's the main thing is we're trying to bring order to
my society. Good luck.
to anyone's society, really. We just want some semblance of, hierarchy, because we find it more easier to manipulate. Because if they have an order and structure, then we can plant our spies easier.
Okay.
Oh yeah, like we don't have structure.
So that our disruptive nature project is we just like mess with people's society to benefit us, and that's what we do. Or what we feel like this is good for you.
Okay.
This is for your own good, basically.
Okay. So it's bringing order in general, although Shy's world definitely does stick out as like the least ordered of any of the system, I think.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
I don't know what you're talking about. It is perfectly orderly. Everything is exploding the way it's supposed to.
Nice mushroom clouds and stuff.
Yeah. And also
That's
man-eating
very symmetric.
mushrooms, like both.
All right. So Winter.
Yes.
What are your Oh, so and you're playing another citizen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about your society.
Our society is incredibly organized. We are a bureaucratic caste system. You can increase your caste, but it will take you 50 to 100 years in order to, get up there and you really file the paperwork. And if you don't dot your I's and, sign everywhere, you have to go about it all again, right?
Oh, yes,
So,
yes.
keeping the populace down by paperwork, it's the best way. We use a smidge of anarchy. So we like to infiltrate and we don't have as much control as we would like always, but despite being a bit bureaucracy, but we do like to spy on other people. So we live in a very dangerous world. There's a lot of poisonous. Everything is poisonous in our world, so we have extremely dangerous flora. If there are 5 plants you can eat and then 10,000 you die from, so we pretty much cultivate 5 different types of vegetables in order to feed the entire populace. But if we want to assassinate through the use of poison, we have a lot of options. So there's this whole trend where a lot of people in our society die mysteriously from eating the wrong plants, despite everyone knowing the 5 that they are supposed to eat. Right? So it's a kind of cutthroat world. But overall, we believe in the fact that hard work is for others. We'll just take what they have, right, and then use it for ourselves.
Of course. Well, I mean, you've filed the proper forms.
Yeah.
If the others had, then they wouldn't be stolen from. But they haven't filed the form that makes it illegal to be stolen from. So
Exactly.
they're fair game.
And when one tried, there was 1,000 pages, and they all got lost and separated, and it took us 20 years just to relocate all of them. And at that point, we had already stolen everything that was worth stealing. So if it's not bolted down, and sometimes even if it is, it's probably going with us.
So cool. So does this reflect a specific personal scenario, or is there something beyond just?
Yeah. So beyond that, I was thinking about having a post-human cult.
Okay.
And to reflect that, it's sort of we believe that the weasel is a superior creature to the human, and that everyone should really just uplift into a body of a weasel. They're so sleek and elegant, and yeah, I'm definitely a part of that cult, if that's okay. Or is that against the rules?
Let's see. So No, I think that could work if there's a so long as there's a faction on your world that doesn't embrace the weasel
Definitely.
aesthetic.
I have an idea. What if some of these people on your world have started filing paperwork for, the ability to be part of a cult that worships this, what was his name again?
Shub
Nugarath.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So yeah.
And that lord is trying to, get into your world and get cultists there, and like, the weasel is the most important thing. How dare they?
Yeah, I like that. There are two post-human cults that are both trying to battle each other out, and we're definitely the superior one.
Obviously.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. So the paperwork is filed.
Okay.
Now there's just a mandatory 5 to 10 year waiting period.
My tentacle ships work on weasels as well. Maybe I've implanted some.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, speaking of Kitsune's tentacle ships,
I would very much like to be involved in the first contact with an unfamiliar sentient species.
okay. So let me see. I'm trying to think whether that should. Were you thinking of a separate species from that of Shub Shub Nuggeroth, or were you thinking specifically that?
I wasn't. I'm not too set on one or the other. I was actually thinking about the two options as well.
Okay.
It depends. Depends on how you said that they are specifically way too alien, so maybe we don't want to go there. Maybe. Oh, I know what it is. So there's some sort of we have a few gas giants around that, generally speaking, are not the kind of thing that people live in, but we've received we are starting to be scouted by some sort of Medusa-like species that just floats around in Jupiter-like planets,
Okay.
and they come in a more compact form, like maybe their ships are kind of like an egg, and there's one of the large Medusa bags was like folded together to fit inside of it, and these are like huge ass aliens. And I mean, the system has a lot of weird stuff, but we don't necessarily understand how to even communicate with these things. They don't use speech patterns that we recognize. I don't know, something along those lines. And they want to colonize us, and or maybe that's what they want. We're not sure.
Okay. Sounds good.
Like, because we cannot communicate with them, and they apparently like to dive their ships inside of Jupiter-like planets, and we don't know what they're doing down there. But our probes see a huge Medusa-like thing that apparently is smart enough to build spaceships, but we cannot talk to them.
Okay. Good deal. Okay. Shy. What is your other personal scenario?
Yeah, so I was thinking that those like dumb man-eating mushrooms, they had decided at some point that they were sentient and that they deserved like part of the planet and respect and shit, and we weren't giving it to them, and now they're doing this kind of rebellion thing that whatever, really. But I gotta deal with that.
So you got a Spirit Rebellion on your hand.
I mean, I don't know if they're spirits, but basically, my planet's it's just filled with like a lot of like flesh-eating plants and weird insects and shit. And at least like some of the mushroom species have have started deciding that they wanted us off their planet. So.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to call that like a spirit rebellion or?
I mean, like I don't personally care how we call it. I don't like Shy doesn't care what they are. You can blow everything up with a rocket, right? So it doesn't really matter what it is. You just need the right kind of rocket.
Well, because Spirit is tag for the Earth Spirit, right?
Can be. But
Maybe that's
I think just that man-eating mushrooms are trying to take over works just fine as a threat.
Gotcha. Sweet.
No, I mean I'll leave it up to you to decide what it is exactly.
Okay, that's cool.
They're just like taking over the planet, and maybe they're being controlled by the sentient beasts that Kitsune found, right? I mean, who knows? Like I don't know why they suddenly decided to consider themselves important, because they're really not.
Not as far as you're concerned.
Yeah, right. And I have the biggest rockets, so.
The most important question is, do they make good soup?
Oh yeah, like delicious. Like almost everything here is edible, except that it also tries to eat you. So. Like we have a great variety of foods and delicacies. It just takes like 20 men to hunt somebody down. That's just how it goes.
Keep rubbing it in how much edible food you have.
Oh yeah.
You know.
And when the mushrooms eat other natives, they do render them into a very tasty soup first. Maybe.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you want to pick the mushroom that has eaten like the most interesting creatures because the flavors kind of meld into each other, right? So yeah, like there's a whole like.
So is it
a
a
whole
scenario where you cultivate some mushroom men in a cage and then you feed them other things in order to make them taste the best?
I mean, no, that would be too structured. It's more like that you're like, oh my god, that thing has just eaten like this gigantic spider. I wonder how it tastes.
Okay.
Usually, the more dangerous and the bigger stuff they eat, the more interesting their flavor is. Dangerous things taste better.
Inherently.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you must be the best tasting thing on the palate.
I mean, that's what she said. Yeah, no, like totally. I mean, there's been so many mushrooms that have been trying to eat me, but they just can't stand up to the challenge, which just proves how unimportant they are.
Yep.
3468. You have a second scenario.
Let's see here. Well, I was thinking about uplift animal species. I was thinking I'm going to go with guess I found a cross between like some weird animal like an ostrich and like a giraffe kind of mixed together animal. And we found that they can reason and have mental capacity to learn. So we are.
Maybe they live on my planet, which is why you want to bring order to give those species more room to grow.
I don't want to pick on you though. See that? I feel like I'm picking on you. But
What? Oh no! Like pick on me as much as you like.
Or they can be on my planet. They can be
Yeah.
like.
Oh yeah,
well, I don't know. Or it could be on
they're
the.
very poisonous.
No, the thing is that they have an incredible sort of like almost like their acidity level in their stomach is just so high that they can eat these poisonous plants because they just dissolve everything into base.
Yeah, exactly. So.
So
And
they-
I think you're like oppressing them. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, we're not oppressing them. We're just making them sign all the legal documents. If they don't have the proper appendages to sign documents, that's not our fault. You know?
Exactly. So, let's see here. I'm gonna call them the osprafs is what they're called.
Can you spell that in chat, please?
I think I'll go like this. Like awesome and wrapped.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're definitely interesting creatures, and we are slowly and surely trying to teach them how to move their, try to get them out of this situation.
Yeah.
Move them up.
Yes.
Sounds good.
You're filling in the paperwork for them. Now you just need to.
Well, I mean, if
have
they
to
want to have,
make a signature.
if they want to have an external party fill in the paperwork for them, they have to first fill in the paperwork that allows an external party to fill in the paperwork for the original party. Clearly. So, and there's, as everything, there's a 5 to 10 waiting period as soon as you file the initial paperwork. So.
Of course, forging documents doesn't hurt.
I mean, such practices are the most barbaric.
Can we please blow up that's planet first?
I'm sorry,
What's
what was that?
Can we please blow up that planet first?
Oh.
It's called Earth, right?
No, I'm not quite sure what the planet is called just yet.
Yeah. I mean, it would be. Please do, when you have a chance, come up with a name for your world. So, Winter, what else is going on? In terms of a personal story.
Oh.
Yes. So I was thinking about this. So the disruptive major project, is that someone trying to disrupt your major project, or is that, because we're playing PvP, is that me trying to disrupt other people's projects?
Usually it takes the form of you engaging in a project that would disrupt things.
Okay.
But it could be reversed.
I mean, if I could see, if we're partaking in massive amounts of espionage and thievery, right? We are just trying to steal everything at the cost of anything. So we're trying to, we're inadvertently disrupting everyone around us by literally stealing everything.
All right.
I mean, try coming onto my planet. See how many rockets you get pointed at you.
I mean, we've filed the appropriate paperwork in order to apply for, your planet's visitors' rights. We're awaiting response. And meanwhile, we're sending in our spies.
Nice. Okay, and finally, Kitsune. Second scenario.
So espionage for special circumstances. I mean, Winter did steal part of my cyber DNA. I want it back.
Okay.
So I think I have some members within the organization.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe
So-
maybe you're the spice.
Okay. So, given your history with Shub Shub Nuggarath, would it work for you that Special Circumstances has contacted you, uh, uh, saying that yes, they either want to help you steal the DNA back, or they uh, are directing you to get it, but they're actually investigating you.
Well, how about this? Since he's got such a good thing with Shub Shub Nuggerud, maybe that's the reason why there's a cult. You can play off the cult thing. And so Shub Shub Nuggerud's like, oh, you want this information back? Okay, I'll go and try to infect their hearts and minds and turn them over to my dark side. And they will then, once they are under my thumb, they will give over the information because I ordered them to. Right? Does that make sense or no?
I mean, Winter's Planet did have a Shub Shub Nagarath cult on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could
I
be
mean,
like
it
a
could-
destructive plan, quote unquote.
Yeah. Or I mean, if you want to stick with the espionage for special circumstances, which I think is a pretty valid choice.
Yeah.
It could be that yes, you have stuff to hide, but the special circumstances is asking you to look into the infiltration there.
Yeah, I agree with this. It's a two-edged sword. I'm kind of making use of the connection with them to help me recover what I want, but they are also trying to understand what my connection to the Dark One is. Dark Outer, whatever, shake guy.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna have to write this in chat so I can
It
mentally
is in
prepare
chat.
myself.
You can
Okay.
check it. You can check it.
Okay.
You can just
Shub
call it
Shub
Shub.
Nagarath.
Shub
Shubby.
Nuggeron. Sure.
Maybe you have a pet name for it. Shubby.
No, that would be disrespectful.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
I mean,
That's
I
how
would totally call
worlds
it
die.
Chubby. But
The Shepinator.
the Shubinator. Yeah, I mean, Shubbins.
Okay. So, we
Lord
are.
Shub.
I think we're done with character creation, unless there's any questions or any other things that.
I mean, when can I start blowing stuff up?
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
Stuff up here.
do we want to take a quick break before we jump into actual play?
seems good.
Okay.
Yeah. Get to that. Take a break.
Yeah.
That way we come back and we're at each other's throats.
Yes. And during the break, I'm going to the way I'm probably going to start is by asking someone, having someone frame the scene of where they are right now. So start thinking about that.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So we will be back shortly. Please stick around.